Hey guys, welcome. My name is Daniel, and this is Metal Sharpens Metal, the place where I analyze heavy music from a Christian worldview. And today there is another Christian band ready for us here. You might not be able to tell that at first. It's got some kind of, I won't say coded language, but it's like, some of the deeper cuts of the Bible that you may not be familiar with. And so I'm excited. This band today is called Karv, and their song is Into the Wilderness. I don't know if the umlaut over the A changes the pronunciation of the band name, Karv there. Kärv. And I think I saw that Karv means like black or something. I don't know. There is so little information about this band online that it is funny. It is criminal. I'm not normally a black metal guy, but this band is different. They hit different. They're built different. Is that how they say it? Is that what the kid? I don't think anyone says that anymore. It's been a month. Why would anybody say that? TikTok has churned out trillions of hours of content. So everyone's moved on past that meme. The point is, I heard this and I was like, this is super good. I listened through the entire album once and I was like, I love this. I want to put this on the channel. Yeah, I'm excited to go back through it again, kind of hear it with some fresh ears, and I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. Let's go check it out. All right. Very black metal sounding intro. Lots of melody hidden in there, but it's like kind of hard to distinguish. Yeah. And then that little kind of... So yeah, this is kind of like the slowness that I'm going to talk about with black metal, like kind of slowness of getting into it. But there's a lot of melody, and if you're patient, nice. Kind of the slow. It's not that slow, but love the blast beats. And that melody that you follow through, I love that. And that change too. Very classic sounding black metal vocals and kind of muffled sounding almost. Oh, that change. That kick drum is throwing me off. All right. What are we building to? I remember this part. This made me think of Opeth. And that's a good thing. Those kicks are like stuttering. Now they're not. Very driving, very triumphant. I like this a lot. I get tingles from these types of melodies. And that soaring. Oh man, it's super cool. The trem picking over it is carrying it melodically. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, super well done song. I love that. So I mentioned that I'm not normally patient enough to listen to black metal. Like, there's some times where the song takes a really long time to build. It takes a lot to kind of resolve those melodies and have the payoff and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe my brain has been rotted a little bit by TikTok metal type vibes where it's like, you only have to wait like 2 measures for a payoff.
Right to jail.
But I feel like it's always worth it whenever I do invest the time. I shouldn't say always. There's plenty of black metal that's probably not good. And especially if they get like super droney or they're always talking about like weird pagan rituals in the forest, like, okay, yeah, I'll probably get bored or shut it off or something. But yeah, but this band stood out as different. Like, I really liked their melodies. Knowing that they're Christian and then reading through the lyrics with that really hooks me even more as well, because I know that the meanings are going to be something that I agree with, for one thing. So hold your comments, anyone who I've offended, because I'm going to offend you way more in the future as well. So you can wait for that point to really lay into me. But yeah, let's jump in, because this is one of the stories in Genesis where Abraham was saving his nephew Lot. Abraham rescues Lot. He brings him out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and then they flee to Zoar, which is a word that means little, because it's a little city outside of the limits. That little city was going to get destroyed with Sodom and Gomorrah when God was going to bring judgment to them. But he actually restrained his hand and didn't destroy Zoar as well, so that Abraham and Lot could go there. It's a crazy story. There's so much going on, and a lot of it is referenced here. But it's a really cool parallel for Christians fleeing their sinful state and coming out through the wilderness into a place of rebirth. So yeah, let's jump into some of these lyrics, because they can be a little cryptic. So like I said, we've got the reference to Zoar, coming through the wilderness to Zoar. Bury me deep, lest these bones pile up the sins to heaven. I mean, he's recognizing his own sin and his need for a savior, somebody who can take him out of the pyramidic ossuary. That's a metal term right there. This whole thing is just like, how metal can we make this all sound? And they did a great job. And then we get this quote: "Yield ye up these thy visitors into our circle. Let our viscera be satisfied with spirit flesh, lest the holy remain holy amongst the filth of Resh." Actually, I forgot to look up what Resh is. Resh. Oh, it's just a letter in Hebrew. 20th letter. What's that mean? Westhoff, help me out. Help me out. What's the significance of Resh? It's like an R for us. Resh, duh. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on. Again, Westhoff, bail me out when you watch this one. But what this sounds like: give us the visitors. Let our viscera be satisfied with spirit flesh. Gross. So when the angels came to Lot's house in Sodom, the men of the town wanted them to come back out of the house. They wanted Lot to give them up. They wanted to have some time with those guys and do some things. I'm going to keep it pretty generic right now for a few reasons, but yeah, they wanted to do bad stuff, and this is them being quoted. So that's like kind of the peak part of the sin and craziness. And then, come arising a raging storm, the wailing etched in the annals of history, on the pyre imperial sacred, the fire of cleansing become. That God sent down big fire, boom, big boom, in Sodom and Gomorrah, blew it up because of their wickedness. And then at the end, when we had that super triumphal sounding, very epic melody, now we get the epic kind of outro here of the lyrics. So out of the wilderness, lo, the faithful, wanderers all, ye who hearkened the warning of the Lamb of God, ye who beheld the fulfillment of his witness, be made alive. So it's saying, like, you have trusted in the promises of God, and you have beheld the fulfillment of his witness, like all the things that he promised to Abraham. Now we, in the post New Testament period, can witness and can look back and see how God did all that. So yeah, pretty cool meaning to the song. Really like that. But now to the question of this video: is it possible to have Christian black metal? Well, I present to you exhibit duh. Yes, I think we can have Christian black metal. Now, before you go crazy, I understand the argument. Black metal, in the true cultists' eyes, when they put the V's instead of U's and stuff like that, those people are saying there's a certain way that this has to sound musically and lyrically. Lyrically, there's a lot of dark imagery, everything from burning churches to Satanism to nature worship and mental depression even.
Awesome. Awful, I mean. But sometimes awesome.
But these people think that there isn't really a lot of room for expansion of that. Like there's no other topics. Like we kind of keep it to this dark stuff. That's why it's black metal. So to be black metal, you have to have that lyrical content. But then my counter to that argument would be, that's some really nice black metal you have there. It would be very unfortunate if it were to be Christianized by people who could do it better than you. And yes, I am claiming that this is better than true cult black metal. Not only do the lyrics point to explicit truths about God and sin and salvation and beauty and goodness and things like that, but I argue that the music is better too. And that's where the opinionistas are going to be like, well, no, beauty's all in the eye of the beholder. It's just your opinion, man, blah, 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 things like that. But no, I don't have to be a brilliant audio engineer to recognize that when you record drums, guitars, vocals on a single take, on a leather shoe that's hooked up to a phonograph from the 1790s and written to a cassette tape, it's just going to sound bad, Ryan. I don't know if I'm the first person to tell you this, but it's going to sound bad. And that's how true cult black metal is recorded and is made to sound. Oh, that's just part of the aesthetic. It's low tech. It's pointing to the humble Norwegian forest upbringing that these people had before they put on the corpse paint and ran around in the forest in black leather. Just
stop it. Get some help.
Look, I get having humble beginnings. I get not being able to record the best thing ever, but I cannot take you seriously when you claim that stuff is the peak of black metal. So, and regardless of the sound quality and the quality of the writing and things like that, no worldview has a claim over an entire genre of music, or subgenre in this case. It may have been associated with certain worldviews or religions in the past. The music may evoke certain feelings of dread, evil, uneasiness, things like that, but that doesn't mean that the notes themselves belong to that worldview or Satan or anything like that. The ability of your song to convey any sense of beauty or truth or goodness or things like that is just merely reflecting God's glory. And that's what really sets the standard here. So as I've mentioned before, the same song can be used for ungodly means or godly means, kind of depending on the point of view of the artist and things like that. So Satanists writing about, nature worship and intentionally keeping the sound quality subpar. Yeah, again, do I have to even say the argument? Like, I just don't see how they could be nearly as good as these guys. All right, now you can unleash thy comments in the comment section, because I am sure that I have just insulted a contingent, a small number of people that to the core of the moon and back. Like, I have insulted you and your very love of metal is rooted in black metal, probably. I'm glad you're still here, if that is you. And I'm sure like 95% of my audience is just watching this, eating some popcorn, and just like not caring or understanding any of this. But I think it had to be said anyway. So anyway, this song bangs, and I hope that settles the debate once and for all, if there can be such a thing as Christian black metal, because I am sure that nobody in the world can disagree with me on anything, especially not after such a well-crafted argument. So let me know what you guys think. Is it possible to have Christian black metal? Did you think this was good Christian black metal? Did you think it was good metal, but you don't want to call it that? You want to call it unblack metal or white metal or something? Like, I don't know. People love to come up with new ideas about this stuff. To me, it doesn't bother me to say it's Christian black metal. Like, the style is black metal. The lyrics are not about burning churches. They are about establishing churches, kind of. But let me know in the comments if that ruffles any feathers, if that just totally goes over your head, if you don't care at all. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye. The band is called Karv, and the song is called The Dissolution of Flesh. Gross. The epicness is done. Oh, no. I did the wrong song. What? Dang it. What did I... All right. I did the wrong song. Dang it. What's it called? Into the Wilderness. Jeez. Oh, brother. Oh. Cool.